All right. Welcome to yoga. Beautiful day out there. Today we're going to talk, or our theme today is discovery. Discovery of who do you think you are? Not as a statement, but as a question. Not as an accusation, but a curiosity. Like when you're doing your thing, like dancing, creating, coding, playing games, whatever it is. Like this is part of who you are. Like it's like just enjoying that moment. So being in discovery. So let's be in discovery today. So bring your hands to the top of the mat, sit down towards your heels, child's pose. Breathe in. Ujjayi. Ujjayi. Press the top of the feet down to the mat. Ujjayi. Breathing in and breathing out. Ujjayi. Downward facing dog. Bend one knee into the next. Ujjayi. Being in discovery in this pose. Maybe you lift your heels. Maybe you bend your knees to the mat. Being a discovery of how this pose is showing up for you. What can you discover about this pose? Maybe you bend your right elbow and then the left elbow. Maybe you let your head drop. Ujjayi. Breathe in, drishtis between your legs. Activate your quads. Then walk your feet to your hands. Ragdoll top of the mat. You can reach for your elbows. Maybe you reach for the back of your knees. Ujjayi, lift your 10 toes. So how is it that we discover? Well, we discover into doing something. And then we discover whether or not this is how authentic we show up, we express ourselves in this doing. And release your hands and rise up all the way up to mountain pose. Being in the doing, whatever life gives you. Being in here. And we'll do true north alignment just to line up our body to finish the week. So bring your feet at hip width apart at night at 12 o'clock, so pointing straight. Push your big toe mount down to the floor in the center of each heel down to the floor. And balance on this just to feel how it feels, and lift your 10 toes, spread them. Take your outer ankles and push them down towards the mat. And then take your inner ankles and twist them inside and back. Press your outer shins in towards each other. And take your muscle to the bone in your thigh. So from the skin to the muscle to the bone, pull in. Tilt your pelvis forward and up. Activate your glutes from here. Pull your belly button into the spine and expand your chest and upper back, bringing your shoulder blades together. Bring your chin towards the back of the neck and release everything. Hands to heart center. Let's start the class with one Om. Inhale to Om. Inhale. Inhale, hands to the ceiling, look up, and then fold forward. Halfway lift, hands to shins. Lengthen the back of the neck, lengthen your lower spine. Press down on your big toe mount. Hands to the mat, plank pose. You can bring your knees down, low plank, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Ujjayi. Ujjayi. Breathe in and breathe out. Walk the right foot to your right hand and the left foot to your left hand. Halfway lift, forward fold, extended mountain, and fold forward. Halfway lift, forward fold, plank pose. low plank, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Breathe in and breathe out. Left leg to left hand, right leg to right hand. Halfway lift, forward fold, extended mountain, and forward forward. Halfway lift, chaturanga dandasana. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Breathe in and breathe out. Bend your knees and then float forward. Jump forward. Halfway lift, forward fold, extended mountain, hands to the ceiling. Breathe in and fold forward. Halfway lift, forward fold, and jump back. Plank pose. Low plank, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Ujjayi. In downward facing dog, bend your knees and we're going to jump forward and then jump back. So jump forward and then jump back. Downward facing dog. Bend your knees, jump forward and then jump back. Downward facing dog. Do this a few times. Ujjayi, yogi go. Jumping back. Getting warmed up. Getting in the flow. How are you showing up here? How are you discovering your body, your mind? Ujjayi. Breathing in. Breathing out. For 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Downward facing dog. Breathe in and breathe out. Ujjayi. Breathe in and breathe out. Ujjayi. In downward facing dog, bend your elbows outward. So bringing your forehead to the mat and come back up. Ujjayi. Breathe in, elbows out, forehead to the mat and out. Continue this movement using your breath. Down and up. Down and up. Ujjayi. Up. Ujjayi. What is the discovery here of your possibilities? Ujjayi. Go as fast or as slow as you want. Ujjayi. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Child's pose. Breathe in and breathe out. Ujjayi. Downward facing dog. Float forward. Halfway lift. Forward fold, chair pose. Staying comfortable in the chair. Ujjayi. Bring your knees on top of your ankles. Sit in your chair. Ujjayi. And fold forward. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Chair pose. Breathe in. Sit in your chair. Go on your heels. Shoulder blades together. Ujjayi. Being a discovery here for your expression of you. How are you showing up here? Fold forward. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Chair pose. Breathing in. Breathing out. Shoulder blades together. Ujjayi. and fold forward. Halfway lift, forward fold, plank pose, low plank, upward facing dog, downward facing dog, warrior one, right hand side. Hands to the ceiling. Ujjayi. Crescent lunge. Go on the ball of your left foot. Ujjayi. Bind your hands in the back. And fold forward. Hands to the sky, humble warrior. Breathing in. Breathing out. Come on up. Plank pose. Low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Warrior one, right hand, left hand side. Breathing in. Crescent lunge. Ball of your right foot. Straighten out the right leg. Right leg. Bind your hands the other way and fold forward. Humble warrior. Ujjayi. Push on your right hip. Left hip forward. Hands to the mat. Plank pose. Low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Breathe in and breathe out. Ujjayi. Bend your knees and float forward. Halfway lift, come into chair pose. And fold. Float back. Downward facing dog. Bend your knees and float forward. Come onto chair. Fold forward. Downward facing dog. Float forward. Chair pose. Fold forward. Downward facing dog. So do this movement a few times. Yogi go. Be a discovery for the flow. Of this movement. Ujjayi. Maybe you step. Maybe you float. How are you showing up as you? Ujjayi. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Downward facing dog. Child's pose. Breathing in. Letting it go. Ujjayi. Downward facing dog. Warrior one, right hand side. Crescent lunge, go on the ball of your left foot. Hands behind your back, bind them. And fold forward, humble warrior. Lift the arms up high. Ujjayi. Get the heart going there. It's all good, right? Discovery. How are you discovering this pose? Humble. Being here. Lengthen your neck. Hand to the mat. Plank pose. Low plank, upward facing dog, downward facing dog, warrior one, the other side. Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are really as a statement? Bind your hands, crescent lunge. Bind your hands and fold. Double warrior. Who do you think you are? Most of the time, like we're thinking we're someone, but we're not showing up. Who do you think you are? Let it go. Just be here as you. Hands to the sky and plank pose. Low plank, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Right leg to the sky and flip your dog. Ujjayi. Side plank on the right. Right hand to the center of the mat. Left hand up. Ujjayi. Can lift the left leg up. Wall thing. Drop the left leg down to the right side. Plank pose. Low plank, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Ah. Left leg to the sky, flip your dog. Side plank on the left. Left hand to the mat. You can always drop a knee. Lift your right leg. Flip your dog or wall thing. Difference between wall thing and flip dog is one leg is straight. Bring your right hand to the front, to the top, pointing forward towards the top of the mat. Plank pose. Low plank, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Crescent lunge, right hand side, right foot, right hand, ceiling, Ujjayi. Heart, their hands to heart center, twist to the right. What are you discovering here about you? Who do you think you are in this pose? And yeah, can you let that go? Let go of the thought of who you think you are and just be in the pose. Be here in the moment. You don't need to know who you are or think you are if you're here. Warrior two. Ujjayi. Bring your shoulder blades together. Come down on your hips a bit. Bring your knee on top of the ankle. Trying to bring that thigh parallel to the mat. Ujjayi. Breathe in. Try to bring your two thigh muscles together. Be a discovery for who you think you are. It's a great question to ask yourself. Who do you think you are? Are you your titles? Are you your pretense? Extended side angle. And warrior two. Who do you think you are? Can you let it go? Can you let go of the thinking that you think you are? Let go what you must. Ujjayi. Breathing in. Small movement down towards the mat. Breathe in. Shoulder blades together. Extended side angle. Warrior two. Who do you think you are? Crescent lunge. Ball over your left foot, bind your hands in the back and fold. This is where it counts. Last 20 seconds. Fold. You can feel your thigh. 5. Ujjayi. Hands to the mat. Plank pose. Low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Aha. Didn't think you could do that. Crescent lunge on the left. Ball of your right foot, hands to the sky. Open up to warrior 2. Bring your knee on top of the ankle. Take a long warrior 2. Bring your hips down. Maybe you stretch your left foot a little further up. And who do you think you are here? Can you let that go? Let go. And then just be you. Here. Dancing, bouncing a little bit, little bounces on your up and down. Playing with it, not stay in the pose, playing with the pose. Playing around, discovering, right? That's what life is about, discovering who do you think you are. Ujjayi. Extended side angle. Ujjayi. Warrior 2. Ujjayi. Little bounces here. Ujjayi. Here is where it counts. We're only starting to count now. Because before, we were pretending. Before, we didn't know. Extended side angle. Warrior 2. Ujjayi. Before, we didn't know who we were. We weren't discovering who we were. Crescent lunge. Ball of your right foot. Bind your hands in the back and fold. Humble warrior. This is where it counts, right here. Last 20 seconds. 15 seconds. Push into this pose. Discover this pose. Discover who you are here. 10 seconds. Ujjayi. 5 seconds. Hold their arms towards the sky. Hands to the mat. Plank. Low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Aha. Breathe in. And breathe out. Ujjayi. Breathe in. And breathe out. Ujjayi. Bend your knees and flow forward. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Chair pose. Hands to heart center. Twist to the right. Sit down in your chair. Look towards the sky. Chair pose. Twist to the left. Ujjayi. Chair pose. And fold forward. Fingers to toes, forward fold. Feet hip width apart. 2-piece fingers between your big toe. And pull. Ujjayi. Ujjayi. Let your head drop. Palms to toes. Palms underneath your feet until your toes touches your wrist. And pull. This is not a resting pose. This is an active pose. Press into your toes. Pull pull your shoulders apart. Not your shoulders, your elbows apart. And release. Crow pose. You can come to Malasana squat to set up the pose. And we're going to do a little variation on crow pose today. We're going to go into crow. And if you're comfortable there, you can stay there. If you're going to go a little further to discover something, we're going to take your one knee at a time and pull into center and then back on the elbow. Yeah. So we'll do that a few times just to get used to it. So come here, Malasana squat. Just be here. Just being here in this present moment. Into the squat. And you can stay here or go into crow. So crow, hands forward. And it's a practice. You can use a block on your feet or your forehead. Bend your elbow, bring your knees, your tricep, and lift one, and then the next. And then lift one knee off your elbow, and then bring it to center and back on the knee. And then the other. And maybe you take a break, and you do it again. Try to do this as many times as you can. Yogi go. Or maybe you stay in crow. Ujjayi. And Malasana squat. Ujjayi. Breathe in and breathe out. Come all the way up. Eagle. Right hand side. Hands to the ceiling. Bring your right elbow under your right arm under your left elbow. Sit in your chair. Right leg over left. Sitting deep here in your chair. And do small bounces here in your chair. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Release. Shake that off. Eagle left hand side, hands to the ceiling, left arm under right. Sit in your chair, left leg over right. Sit down deep and mini bounces for 1, 2, 3. Keep bouncing. Taking a breath. Drishti doesn't change. 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ujjayi. 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. Last 10. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. Hands to the sky. Eagle on the right. Ujjayi. Yogi go. Without hesitation. Sit all the way down as far as you can. Come up 2 inches. Down 3. Come up 1 inch. And down 2. Ujjayi. Ujjayi. Lift the elbows up. Shoulder blades together and release. Shake that off. Eagle on the left. Yogi go. Left arm under right. Sit in your chair. Left leg over right. Come out 3 inches, 2 inches, and come down 3. Come out 1 inch, and come down 2. Sit there. Thigh muscles together. Squeeze everything together. Shoulder blades together. And release. Hands by your side, mountain pose. Ujjayi. Airplane on the right. Take a deep breath in. Kick the right leg up. And bring your hands to heart center. Ujjayi. Kick the right leg even higher. Ujjayi. Ujjayi. Breathing in and release. Hands by your side. Airplane on the left. Keep the left leg up. Hands to heart center. Breathe in. Breathe out. Ujjayi. Breathing in. Breathing out. And release. Hands by your side. Dancer on the right. Yogi go. Bring your right elbow to your right hip. Bend the right knee. Reach for the inside of that right foot. Kick into the right hand for dancer. Being here present in discovery of this pose. Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? Look at your thoughts. Who do you think you are? I am what? What am I in this pose? How's it showing up here in this pose? Is it like comfortable? I can do this. Can you go deeper? Or is it unstable? And can you become stable? And release. Dancer on the left. Left elbow, left hip. Palms facing up. Reach for the inside of the left foot. Kick into the left hand. Yogi go. Who do you think you are? It's a great question. When you ask yourself that question here in this pose, like, am I like staying here, pretending to be someone here? Or am I like going, designing this, creating this different, unique way of doing this pose, something nobody has ever seen? So many dancers out there, and release. Dancer on the right, yogi go. You know what to do. Just go into it. It becomes second nature. So now you can go. Like you know how to do this pose. So now you can go deeper into it. Stretching your limits, your possibility of who you are. Who do you think you are? Open up the chest maybe. And release. Dancer on the left. Yogi go. Each pose in your life, like you're showing up as who you think you are, with your limitations, your point of views, your beliefs. If we let all of that go, who do you become? Who could you become? If you let all of that go. And release. Ujjayi, mountain pose. Standing leg raise on the right. Take a breather in mountain pose before we go. I know I've pushed my limits when I kind of get a little dizzy. I have to take a break. Hands on your hips, bend your right knee. Reach for the inside of the right foot with your two-piece fingers. And reach for the inside of the big toe, sorry. And then lengthen the leg, bring it to the left. Ujjayi. Leg to the front and release. Standing leg raise on the left. Yogi go. Bend the left knee. Reach for the inside of the big toe with your left two-piece fingers. Left hand. Straighten out the leg. Bring it to the left. What's the limit here? Left leg forward and release. Shake that off. Tree. Ball of your right foot. Open the right knee. Bring your foot to the desired position. And express your tree. Ujjayi. And release. Tree on the left. Ball of your left foot. Open the left knee. Yogi go. Who do you think you are in this tree pose? Ujjayi. Breathing in. Hands to heart center and release. Triangle on the left. Hands to the sky. Bring your right foot way back. Big step backwards. Bring your right foot to 45 degrees. Straighten out your left leg. Extend your arm side. Bring your left hand to the left shin. Right hand up. And maybe today, for like an experience, you go a little wider and you reach for the big toes with your two peace fingers. It's a modified, the different. Maybe you need to bend your knee just a bit to get there. Variation. And release. All 10 toes towards the side wall. And then spread your legs even wider and fold. Side facing, forward fold. Wide legged, side facing, forward fold. Come on up. Hands to your hips. Bring your right foot pointed towards the back of the wall. Extend your arms and then reach your right hand towards your shin, or maybe you reach for the big toe. A little different today. Just another variation. It's not the traditional way, but like we're just doing it our own way. Nobody said that we couldn't. Well, somebody might, but who cares? Right? Who do they think they are? Come on up. All 10 toes towards the front. Take a small step with your right foot. Namaste, your hands in the back and fold forward. Namaste, front facing, forward fold. Lift your toes. Ujjayi. Bring your left hip back. Who are you in this pose? Who do you think you are in this pose? Like what I mean by that is like you come here with a pretense. I can't do something, right? Maybe you're holding the mat with your toes. Maybe that's what you think you are, in control. Maybe you need to release the toes. Release the grip of life that you have. Maybe it's the hips or the knee, or like, yeah, that's like, maybe the sciatic nerve needs stretching, so you need to fold even further up, forward, leaning into it. You need to meet your chest even further up, and then fold. And come on up. 2 feet together, bring a small step with your left foot. Keep your hands where they are, namaste. And then fold. Yeah, like who do you think you are shows up in your body. So where are you in resistance here? Look at your toes. Are they gripping? Is it in your Is it your sciatic nerve in the back of your leg, your right leg? If it's there, come up, straighten up your neck, straighten up your chest, pull forward, and then fold. See the difference here? Little difference. Pull your right hip back, come back up, pull your chest forward, and then fold. Who do you think you are? Ujjayi. And hands to the mat, plank pose, and all the way down. Let's do upward facing dog. Stay in upward facing dog for a few seconds, for a few breaths here. Pull forward, shoulders into their sockets. Push the top of the feet to the mat. Lift the knees off the mat. Pull the chest forward. Who do you think you are here? Ujjayi. Pulling forward and come to rest on your knees. We will do hero pose. So spread your knees wide. You can sit on your heels or sit on the mat, and then bring your hands to the back, fingers pointing forward. Lift your hips up. Look up and back. You can come to your heels. Sorry, your elbows or your back, wherever you want. If you're on your back, bring your hands on top of the head or in cactus. Ujjayi. Who do you think you are? Once you ask yourself that question, and you can let it go and be in discovery. Yeah, that's the beauty of it. Yeah, maybe you're a discovery of like how this pose is showing up for you. And release. Slowly come out of that. Sit on your heels, palms facing up for inspiration, down for grounding. And then come to lie on your back slowly. We'll do bridge pose. Bend your knees so you can touch your heels with your hands and bring your hips towards the sky. Ujjayi. Take your right leg and bring your right ankle over your left knee. Use your hands to push your hips up and open that knee, pulling your knee towards the mat. Ujjayi. Releasing the hips down. Bring the right foot to the ground on the left-hand side and twist to the right. Use your left hand to open the knee. Ujjayi. I think it's a great question to ask yourself. Who do you think you are? And it's that thought that binds us, that thought that like kind of makes us like forget that we have talent, that we have expressions, that we have ways. And come up and switch legs. Bring your right foot down, bring your left foot up, bring your hips up. So your left ankle on your right knee, open the left knee. So who do you think you are? And it's letting go of the things that you are and understanding what you can do and being confident. Oh, I can do that. And then coming up and doing even better. Drop your left foot down to the right and open your gaze to the left. I modify supine twist. Ujjayi. Breathe in, open the left knee, push the left knee open, and come on up. We'll do bridge or wheel. So bridge and wheel, come hips are up towards the sky, hands on the side of your ears for wheel, fingers pointing towards your feet, and go on the crown of your head and extend your arms. We'll just do one wheel today. Squeeze your glutes together. Squeeze your thigh together like you're holding a block between your legs. Lift your 10 toes. Bridge or wheel, you can do both. Bring your shoulder blades together. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. Supta Baddha Konasana. Feet together, knees fall apart. Ujjayi. Breathe in. Breathe out. Ujjayi. Your knees to your chest. Give yourself a squeeze. Roll from side to side. Bring your knees on top of your hips. Straighten out the right leg. Toes towards your nose. Hands behind your ears. And crunch up and down. And up and down. And up. While you're up, stay there. Straighten the left leg. And come down. Come up. Bend the left leg. Straighten the left leg. And come down. Come up. Bend and straighten. And come down. So come up, bend, and straight, and come down. Continue this movement. Little mixing up, but it's all right. Come up, bend, straighten, come down. Come up, bend, straighten, and come down. Last one, bend, straighten, and come down. Ujjayi. Both knees on top of your hips. Bent knees, straighten out your left leg and do the other side. Come up, straighten the leg and bend and come down. Come up, straighten, bend, come down. Come up, straighten, bend, come down. 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 Up, straighten, bend, come down, and relax. Ujjayi. Ujjayi. Bend your knees, bring your shins parallel to the mat. Knees on top of your hips. Straighten out the right leg, right shoulder, left knee. Twist and twist the other side and twist. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, and 40. Knees to your chest. Rock back and forth 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. Half pigeon on the right. Bend your right knee, bring your left knee back. Ujjayi. You can do the traditional half pigeon, or we can do a modified one. You can use a block underneath your hips here. Yeah, and then bend the left knee. Reach for the inside of that foot with your arm, and then straighten out your right arm. And you can go for the bind. Ujjayi. Try to lift your glutes off the mat and off the block. Open the chest to the center. And release. We'll do the other side. So half pigeon on the other side. Bend your left knee. Straighten out the right leg. You can come right down to your chest for half pigeon on the left. Or you can do the modified. I forget what it's called. You should Google it. You bend in your right knee. Reach for the inside of that right foot with your right hand. And you bring it to the elbow. Bring your foot to the elbow. Straighten out your left hand. And then bring it behind your head. And you go for the bind. Ujjayi. And release. Double pigeon. Bend both knees. Bring your right ankle on top of your left knee. And then lengthen your back and fold. Who do you think you are is probably one of the biggest discoveries of my life. As I went through losing everything, I had to ask myself that question. Was I the CEO? Was I the vice president? Was I the coder, the designer, the engineer? Was I those persons? Or was I something deeper than that? Were these just my expressions of who I thought I was? And as I let go each of these pretense, each of these thinking that I think I was, I thought I was, I got deeper into understanding who I really was. It mean I stopped doing what I love to do. It meant that I discovered doing deeper things that I love to do. And switch sides. And I'm still on that path of shedding who did I think I was. So I can just show up without that definition, without that pretense. This is kind of the art of minimalism. We start by getting rid of the things that we have. Because they don't define us. And it's hard to let go of some things. Like sometimes it's hard to let go of anything. It's even harder to let go of who do you think you are. But it's in the way. Release that. Bend one knee. Straighten out both legs. Bend one knee. Bring your foot to the inside of the thigh, the opposite top thigh, and stretch forward and fold. Sitting single leg extension. Reach for the foot, the big toe. Bring your forehead towards your knee. And then switch sides. Ujjayi. And then come to lay on your back. We'll do a supine twist. Knees to your chest. And then to the right, gaze to the left. Supine twist. I'll leave you in Shavasana for 26 breaths. You can practice 4-4-8, 4 in, 4 hold, 8 out. Just breathe. And the breathing is a practice. The listening is a practice. Seeing is a practice to bring you here. What do you hear? What didn't you hear and you're hearing now? Knees to the right, gaze to the left. Or the other way around, sorry. Knees to the left, gaze to the right. It's the practice of hearing something that you didn't hear. That's the practice of discovery, something that you didn't see. Ujjayi. Keep in mind that the eye only sees a certain limited amount of things. And the ears is the same thing. You can focus your ears. You can focus your eyes. And knees to your chest. Give yourself a squeeze, forehead to knee. Squeeze everything. Squeeze everything. Tight, tight, tight. Shavasana. Hands by your side. Extend your feet wide. Take lots of room. Breathe in. I invite you after your Shavasana to write in your journal, who do you think you are? Can you let it go? Can you go beyond who do you think you are? Breathe in and breathe out. Ujjayi. Thank you so much for joining me for yoga, for this discovery that I have with you. Can you come here in this practice, in this meditative state? Feel your body on the mat. Ujjayi.